Camilo Matos. I'm here with my father, Graciano Matos. He's 70 years old. He's going to be 71 in a couple months. And we're here to talk about some of his health issues and some of the things he does to deal with it. He's been having some health issues for the last 12 years. And so he wants to talk about, his experience with it and how he has dealt with it. Graciano.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Well, first of all, I don't like to speak about my health issues. I'm very private, but I'm doing it. And I accepted this interview because I figured that my experience would help other people who are confronting the same type of issues. In the last 12 years, as you said, I've been dealing with cancer. Basically, that's what it is.
Can you tell us about what kind of cancer?
Well, it was colon cancer, colorectal cancer, and it spread to the liver. And for a while I was fighting, cancer of the liver. Then it spread to the lungs, and how do you call it? It went away for a little while, and it came back, and then I had some other cancer, some lymph node or something like that, and that was dealt with radiation, and so that's no longer a problem right now. I'm dealing with lung cancer, came back, so that's basically it.
So both the sickness, cancer, different cancers, and also the actual process of healing puts a lot of strain on your body, a lot of pressure, chemotherapy, and all of that. What are some of the things that you have done to maintain both healthy, both physically and mentally?
Well, I try. Well, I try to eat in a way that's healthy. I'm not gonna call it a diet, because when the concept of diet is like you restricting yourself from eating certain things, etc., etc. What I've done is I've changed my diet and changed the way I eat rather than changing the diet, etc. So I try to eat as healthy as I can, and which includes more vegetables and greens in my lunch and breakfast and stuff like that. And I do a lot of exercise. And
so when you say healthy, healthy eating, what can you elaborate on that?
Well, as healthy eating, I consider, I don't eat a lot of meat. I don't eat any red meat at all whatsoever. I eat chicken and I eat fish, and even then, I try to keep it to a minimum. And I eat brown rice instead of white rice. I eat, the Puerto Rican diet, right? It's rice, beans, etc. But I try to include that in a way that's healthy. So the beans organic, the rice organic, and what else? And the portions. It's not big portions. I've reduced the amount of food that I eat at one time, and I think it's not good for me. It's not good to eat a large amount of food. So I quit alcohol. I don't drink coffee, and so that's what.
The portions of greens and the importance of that.
Yeah, the portion of greens is important because. Usually we eat a lot of meat, and we leave everything else out. So I try to reduce the amount of meat, even the amount of rice that I eat, and I try to eat a lot more greens and a lot more fruits. So my cholesterol level is 175, which is pretty good. My sugar level is like 92 or something like that, which is excellent. And I include a lot of exercise. Boxing is one of them.
So can you talk more about that? The cancer and chemotherapy both take a physical toll on you.
Right.
And how has staying active helped? Well, what do you do to stay active, and how has that helped you?
Well, I mean, I do a lot of exercise, boxing exercise. I include yoga, not yoga in my exercise. That keeps me flexible, and I do a lot of walking, and whenever I have a chance, I do go hiking also, and well, you know. Sometimes I've come from the hospital with chemo, and instead of lying down and doing nothing, I get up and I do exercise, and you know, even if the body says no, I say yes. The body doesn't own me; I own the body. So that's what I do.
So, in terms of your routine for boxing, what does that include?
Well, I mean, whenever I can box somebody, I do that. I also have my bag there. I have my speed bag. I have a reflex bag, and then, you know, I do a shadow boxing, etc. So that kind of thing. So.
And yoga. How many times a week do you practice yoga?
Yeah, I practice yoga. I do yoga exercises at least 3-4 times a week. You know. And I don't do lengthy periods. I do them short. But this way, it's easier when I decide I'm gonna go do yoga. If you know, there's something psychological. You're gonna do yoga for an hour, and does the body want to go do yoga for an hour? No. I do it for a few minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes every day, and I do it. You know, I try to avoid lengthy time, lengthy periods, because I think that psychologically the body tends to say, "Oh no, you know, I'm tired. I can't work out right now." You know, so I try to do it short and quick, and avoid getting bored. And the other thing is, when you do exercise and you eat right, etc., you also avoid getting into depression. A lot of people who get cancer become depressed, and I've seen and I've heard of many cases where people get depressed and they, you know, eventually they die. You know, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die fighting. I'm not just gonna go just like that. So I don't let myself get depressed. When I feel I'm going there, I make sure that I keep out of that pit. You know, that shit pit. Right? So that's it.
You do one more exercise, which is probably the simplest. Sometimes people forget it, but it's walking.
Oh yeah, yeah. I do a lot of walking. And I started getting some arthritis in my right thigh, and with yoga that has alleviated. You know, I advise people, you know, to have any disease whatsoever, to get up and fight. You know, you can't let the disease control your life.
One of the things when people facing really hard diseases, you know, sicknesses, and things like that, is they avoid the doctor. Can you tell me something about, you know, the importance of seeing your doctor,
Right.
talking to your doctors, and being active in your own care?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm an example of that. I tried to avoid doctors for a long time, and actually the colon cancer, had it been caught a year before, I wouldn't be going through all this right now. But for many years, I avoided going to the doctor, and so, you know, I gave it enough time to spread. So I advise people to also see your doctor, you know, and get tested. you're reaching 50, do your colonoscopy, and avoid alcohol. There's a relation between ethyl alcohol, which is the alcohol that we drink, and the colon cancer. So avoid drinking too much, and what else? And eat as good as you can. I don't know if I left something out.
Any last words?
Yeah, I have one of the things a lot of our people. I'm talking about African American people, black people, Latinos. They have less access to medical services. They have a tendency also to avoid going to doctors, like we mentioned earlier. We have to overcome that. There's also a problem with alcoholism and the use of drugs. That's not good for your health. So try to avoid that as much as you can. And don't let the system, don't let the system oppress you. You have to fight back all the time.
So everyone,